It's Spectra time. In this video, we're gonna unbox this. We're gonna go through all the different parts, what each is for, how to use it, and the benefits of having a hospital-grade electric pump. Now, there are two different types of Spectras, soon to be a third one. But this one, the blue one, it has a built-in battery. It's rechargeable, so you don't always have to plug it into the wall if it's charged. If you get the pink one, you have to plug it into the wall for it to work. This has been a favorite of the mummies that I've worked with because of the special features like the lights in it, how quiet it is, and how powerful this suction is. So let's get into it. All right, so when we're unboxing it, it should come with a couple different parts. It'll come with bottles, 2 Spectra bottles. It should come with 2 flanges with these rubber things attached. It should also come with this valve, this white valve that comes here, but this is a donated one and I don't have that within this box, but I'll show you a picture of it. But you want to take it all apart. First step, you want to sterilize your pump, right? So take all the pieces apart. The white part you're just going to pull out of here. And these are the backs. And here is the pump and the tube and the other tube, and now the charger. How do you sterilize pump parts? You can buy a sterilizer or you can boil it in hot water for about 20 minutes, but please stay in the kitchen and watch it, because one time I did that and I melted all of it because I forgot, because I got distracted. So if you're going to sterilize these pump parts, stay with it. Don't leave it. These are the flanges. These are the parts that are going to go over your nipples, and they're always going to come in a standard size. You might have a different size, and you'll only really find that out. There are tools to measure, right? But the best way is to see what happens when you are pumping. If your nipple is not even budging, it's staying right here, then it might be too small. If it's going way back here, it's too big. You want it to just go in about this far, which is about one thumb, and it should be comfortable. If you start to notice redness or cracking around where the tip of the nipple meets the areola, that's a sign that you're either using too high of a suction power or it's too small of a flange and you need to size up. So these bottles are wide mouth bottles, which often means they're not really interchangeable with other pumps. And these are the parts that go on the back to help create the suction power. So once you have sterilized these, let's put them back together. Take your flange. Put this in here. This is the protector so that it doesn't suck up any milk. Then you're going to put the suction part, that silicone part with it, and then put on the back. Now the back is going to have this little tube. So this one, you'll have this piece as well, this white piece that goes in here. Once that's put back in, this is ready to go. So let's do it with the other side. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put in this. So there's 2 different ones. There's one that has like a raised ridge in the back, and then there's one that's just rounded. So put the rounded one on first, then put the silicone around it, and then I did the ASMR thing. I have no nails, so I shouldn't be doing this. And then you put on that top part. Now, we got 2 ready to go. Then we're going to put the tube on. You have the option to pump one side alone or pump both at the same time. If you are nursing and you're wanting to pump the other side to relieve some pressure, you can do that. Otherwise, most mummies end up using the 2 at one time option. So you put the tube on both. These are 2 separate tubes, which you're going to be connecting. Now let's talk about the machine itself. I'm going to move you guys out of the way. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. This machine is pretty cool. You have the power button, you have the cycle buttons to increase or decrease, you have this wavy looking button, and you have the vacuum, and you have a blue button for a light. The light not just lights up this area, but it lights this whole area too, so you can see the buttons at night. And there's a cup holder in the back, so you can just put the bottle in it. I love this thing. Can it fit in my water bottle? No, mine's too big. All right, there's a plug on the side. When you're getting ready to put on the tubes, this is where they go. You'll see one is covered and one is open, and this is the option for just doing one breast at a time. But if you want to do 2 at a time, you're going to have to remove this rubber seal. Come on, bud. Covering. I wonder if I can use it for one. Get off! Alright. Oh, you might need tweezers to get this part out. I don't remember, so I'm using my hair. There you go. Got it. It's got a nice stretchiness to it, so it's not going to get stuck again. Thank you very much. And then we're going to put this tube on the bottom and this tube on top. Doesn't really matter which one. Alright, 1, 2. Now, I'm going to turn it on so you can hear it. Hear how quiet it is. Now's the time for an ASMR video. So, the cycle is how many sucks per minute, and the vacuum, the L vacuum, is level, how strong of a suck do you want it to be. So I'm going to put it on 2 so you can see. One thing that's really great about these Spectra pumps is it's a closed system, so it's not going to accidentally suck up milk into these tubes. You see slight movement. Now let me boost this suction power. Now remember that the stronger the suck does not mean the more milk you're going to get out. And show you the light. Look at this light. So at night, it's not just this part lit up, and we have to like kind of fumble and try to memorize what the buttons are like, but it lights up the whole thing, and I can have it softer or I can have it brighter. This thing is so cool. So this wave-like looking button, what does it do? It changes the way the suction is coming out of this pump. Pumps are made to mimic an infant's feeding pattern. And with Spectra, it starts with a slow, let's turn it back on so you can hear it. Slow removal. And then when you switch the cycle, it moves faster. I choose the opposite. When you first turn it on, it's going to be this slow movement. But if you notice when a baby feeds, they start faster. They go, and they're trying to stimulate your breast to let go of the milk so that you'll have a letdown and the milk will come out easier. And then once it starts flowing, they move to a suck, swallow, breathe pattern, which is a lot slower. Whenever I have used this or had mummies I'm working with use it, I start on the faster, but then I turn down the strength of the suck. And this gets it to mimic what the baby does naturally, which is starting with a faster pace. And then when I see the milk starting to drop in, after about a minute, I switch, or 2 minutes sometimes, I'll switch the wave button again to do the low and slow. After you are done pumping, disassemble the pump again, just like we did. Take off the tube. We don't want water getting in this tube. Take off the back part. Take off this part, this white part. Take off that part. Unscrew the flange in the bottle. Store whatever's milk you've pumped out is in the bottle. And remove the valve that's in here. Take this all out. All of these parts need to be washed separately. Wash them thoroughly. Take care of them. They will last for a decent amount of time. If you start to notice any issue with your pump, oftentimes it's that flange piece. It needs replacing. So this is often a part that is overlooked, this little white flange piece that comes in here. And if you start to notice it's not working as strongly as it normally does, I would check that piece first before you buy a whole new pump. I hope it helps. Love ya. See you, pizza.